Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to discuss about a feature that is in Washington DC release of ServiceNow, and the feature is Form Builder. This feature is going to help the developers a lot because now the developers can create and customize the forms from the same place. Okay, for the demo purpose, we are going to work on incident form. As you can see on the screen, we had opened the incident form and now we are going to customize this form in the form builder. So how we can open the form builder is that on the top left corner in the header, you can see the additional actions button. Click here, go to configure and you will see the form builder options available. The other way is that right click on the header of the form and go to configure and you will see the form builder option. Click here and you will be redirected to the user interface of form builder. It's loading. So this is the user interface of form builder, and now we are going to explore the user interface of form builder. So on the left side of the header, we can see incident table name is auto populated. Why? Because we have opened the incident form and that's why the table name is auto populated here. If you want to change the table name and wanted to open the form of that particular table, you can click here and search the required table and open the form of that table. On the right side of it, we can see Forms button. This button is going to be helpful and we are going to see in this video. Now on the right side of the header, we can see Preview and Save button. Now let's imagine that you have customized the incident form and now you can save it with the help of Save button. After configuring the form or customizing the form and saving it, you can also preview the form to see if the changes are applied on the form or not. Okay, you can do it by clicking on preview button, and here we have undo button and redo button. So we can also perform the actions of undo and redo if you are making any customization on the form. This tells us the scope. We are in global scope. If the form is in another scope, we can always change our scope from here. Okay, search the application scope and apply it. Here we see policies and rules. So we can apply the policies and rules on the form from here. If we click here, we will be redirected to this page and you can see we have UI policies, access control rules, client scripts, business rules, workspace view rules available. So from the same place, we can apply these policies and rules on the forms. We can directly create new UI policy from here. We can see add new policy. Right now we are in different scope, that's why it is disabled, but we can add the UI policies from here and you will see that we can search the UI policies. We can see the pagination is available here, records per page available. We can see 100 records per page and we can configure the list according to our requirement. Similarly for access control rules, if you want to see all the access control rules, you will see full ACL list, and if you click here, it's going to take you to the native platform view of the list. So these are the ACLs that are applied on the incident form. And same for client scripts, full client script list, search all client scripts, records per page. Business rules also same, full business rules list. This will take you to the native list view of the business rules. And for workspace view rules. Okay, now you are here and you have applied the policies and rules and you want to get back to the form builder where you have to customize the form. So if you remember, few seconds ago we have talked about forms button. So if you click on this, it will take you back to the form builder where we can customize the form. On the left side of the user interface, we can see add form elements. In the fields tab, you're going to see the fields that are not available in the default view as of now. We have opened the default view of the incident form and these are the fields, 70 fields that are not available on the default view. So if we search for channel field that is available on the default view, if we search channel field here, CHANNEL, we are going to see that channel field is not available here because it is already presented on the form. Okay, and we can see we have components tab. If we click here, we can see we have two components, annotation and section. If we click on more tabs, we are going to see formatters. So we have 5 formatters that is available for incident form. And if we click on embedded lists, these are the validated lists that are available for incident table. Now for example, we have to add a field to the incident form. So what we can do is that we can just drag and drop the field, and once we are on the form, you're going to see a container with a plus icon, and you have to just drop the field here. Once you drop it, you can see that our field is now present on the form. And if you want to remove this field, just click here, and on the right side you will see the cross icon, and the hover text says delete field. Click here, the field will be deleted from the form view. And if you want to create a new field, we can add the field in the table. From here we can see add a field in the table. If we select this, we can give the column label, we can give the column name, and we can select the type of the field. From here 54 types are available for the incident table if you want to create a field for the incident table. Okay, you can see the advanced settings. If you click here, you can set the default value, read only, mandatory, function field from the advanced settings. Once you complete all the configuration of it, you can add the field in the incident table by clicking on add button. Let's close this model. Now on the right side you can see this is the details section. So right now we have selected the section, and this is giving us the details of the section. This is the section label, and this is the section layout. Right now it's 2 columns, so it is showing us the 2 column already selected. Below, this is giving us the information that we can merge these sections if the section is not having any label. So if we scroll down, we have selected the incident section. If we scroll down, we are going to see that short description and description fields are under a section which does not have a label of it, so we can merge it with the incident section. Okay, so this is the information that is being given to us on the right side if we select a section. And if we select a field, then we are going to see the fields detail on the right side. Okay, this is the properties, and these are the properties that we can change it: default value, dependent value, choices, attributes, formula. Okay, so on the right side you're going to see the details of the section or the fields if you're selecting in the form. Okay, and here if you want to close this panel, you're going to see a button, and if you hover over it, right now it is highlighted close panel, but if you hover over it, you're going to see says close panel. If you click on it, you can see that our detail section is not visible, and if you want to make it visible again, click here and it says open panel. When you hover over it, click on it, and our details section is visible again. This is useful when you are drag and dropping the fields on the form and you are customizing the form so that you can see more view of the form. Okay, so this is our details section. Now in the center you can see on the right side of the fields you're going to see a highlighted icon available here to you. So this is telling us that there is a UI policy, or there are UI policies that are applied on this field. Right now we have selected the number field and we can see the details of it. And if you see here on the right side here, you will see UI policies available, and this is the icon, and here it is highlighted, so you can see that UI policies are applied on this field. So there is only single UI policy right now on the number field, and if you click here, you're going to see which UI policy is applied on that field. And this is a very useful feature for the developers if they wanted to know that which UI policies is applied on which field. So they can click on the field and they can, firstly they have to identify the icon, If the icon is presented here, it means the UI policy is applied and it is highlighted. And you can go to the details section and you can click on UI policies, and you're going to see that 2 UI policies are applied on the caller field. And from here you can make the configurations according to your requirements. This is very helpful for the developers. Now from here, developers can also configure the UI policies by click on this card of the UI policy. If we click here, we are going to see that we have a model box open for editing the UI policy. We can provide the short description, order, we can inactivate it, we can go to the advanced settings. If we click here, we can see apply to all views, on load, reverse if false, inherit checkbox are available. Here we can see we can set the conditions for the UI policy. If the conditions are met, then what we have to perform a particular actions on the whether we are going to make the field mandatory, visible, read only, we have to clear the field values. We can all do it from here. We can click on add button here. This will add it a new row where we can select the field and we can select the operations that has to happen when the particular conditions meet. And we can also click here on add to add another row. Okay, so this add button and this add button are doing the same functionality. We can delete the UI policy, we can update the UI policy. Okay, and if we see that, we can see more configuration of the UI policy from here. If we click here, this particular UI policy is going to open in a platform view. Okay, it is loading. So from here we can see a new user interface for editing a UI policy or creating a UI policy for a field is available to us. And on the right side, it is giving us a detail about what is UI policy, and it is also giving us the link for learning it more. Okay, if we can see that our page is loaded, now we can see that our UI policy that we have selected here is available in our platform view. And this is very useful here because we are working from the same view. We don't have to navigate to different pages for updating the UI policy for a field or for creating a UI policy for a field. Okay, so we can close the dialog box, and if we want to create a UI policy for the caller field, we can click add a UI policy. Right now we are in a different scope, that's why this is disabled. Now in the center on the top, we can see that a message is being displayed to us and it says different application scope. Right now we are in a different application scope and this form is in a different application scope. So if you want to edit this form in an original scope, you can click on edit in original scope. If we click here, then there will be some messages available on the form sections. So this says that this section cannot be edited as it belongs to global scope. Okay, so the sections which are belonging to the global scope can be edited in the global scope only, and the sections that are belonging to that particular scope can be edited in that particular scope only. Okay, so you're going to see this message, and we cannot drag and drop the fields. This is not allowing us to do that because this section is belonging to global scope, and right now we are in this scope. Okay, and let's cancel this, discard the changes. And here you are going to see that we have opened the default view of incident form, and if you want to configure any other view, then you can click here, change the view of the incident form. Let's take an example of service portal view. So click on service portal, and this is going to load. Our form builder will load the service portal view of incident, and this is our service portal view for the incident table, and we can customize it. Okay, from here you can change the view and customize that view accordingly. Now on the right side you are going to see 3 dots, that is more actions. If we click here, we can add new form view, we can duplicate this form view, and there is option called configure related list in UI 16 and earlier. UI 16 is user interface 16. So if you want to configure a related list, you can configure it in a platform view. If we click here, we are going to open the configuration view of related list in the platform view, and you can configure a related list from here for the incident view. Okay, let's close this. And we can also add the view from here. If we click here, you're going to see a button with plus icon, add. If you add it here, write the form name and click on create. And from here also similar functionality, add form, add new form view, click here. Okay, name of the form view, create, and you can customize the form view. Mostly in the demo we are going to see how we can duplicate the form view, and we are going to see how to create a field. After that we are going to apply the UI policy on it, and we are going to save it. Then after we can preview that particular functionality that we have customized. Okay, we are going to see it in a demo. This is a very important note that we don't have the option of changing the update set on the form builder or viewing the update set that currently in which update set we are working. So the developer has to select the update set from the platform view from here. Then they must work on form builder, and before customizing the form in the form builder, do check which update set you have selected. Okay, so that all the customization are stored in the correct update set. Okay, now we are going to see the demo of form builder, how we can use it. In the demo, what we are going to do is that we are going to create a new view. Then we are going to create a section in it. In the section, we are going to create a new field. And once we create a new field, then we are going to apply a UI policy on that field. So let's begin the demo of how we can use the form builder. So let's close this tab. Firstly, we are going to create a new update set. Let's go to our platform view, and from here we have to select plus icon to create a new update set, leave, and give the name demo form builder and submit and make current. So our update set is demo form builder, correct? Now we have to go to our form builder and refresh the page for confirmation of it, so that we are working in the correct update set. And now we are going to duplicate this default view so that we are updating the form in a global scope. How we can duplicate this form view? Click on these three dots, it will say more actions, and select duplicate this form view. Here you're going to give the name of the view. Right now by default it said duplicate view copy. We will write demo form builder view. Okay, you can provide any name according to your requirement, and we will click on create. Okay, as soon as our view is created, you can see that our view is selected, demo form builder view, and you can see that we are in a same scope. The view and the form is in the global scope, so we don't see the message on the top in the center. Okay, now we are going to add the section on the form. So how we can add the section on the form is that you have to select a section or hover over a section to add a particular section. So right now we have selected the incident section, and we can see that there is a icon in the center plus. If you hover over it, it will change to add section here, and it is saying that whatever the section you're going to add, it will be added above the incident section. And if you scroll down, you're going to see the plus icon here also, and if we hover over it, says add section, but the section will be added below the incident section. Okay, we have selected the incident section, but if you want to add the section anywhere else, you can hover over the section and you will see the plus icon over there, and you can add the section just like that. Okay, Let's add our section. So we are going to add the section. Let's add the section just above the related records or after the related records. Let's add it after the resolution information. So we are going to hover over the resolution information and we are going to select add section, and now we can see that our section is available on the form. We can change the label from the detail section. Let's give the name to the section, email channel. Okay, and as soon as we are writing the section label here, we can see that our label is presented here also. Its layout is one column. If you want to change it, we can change it in two column. And we have more actions also. If we see three dots available, click here. We can configure the section. We can add the section above and below it. If you want to add more section, we can merge the section with it. As you can see, this below field resolution notes is not available in any section, so it is highlighting that we can merge it with email channel section. Okay, let's go back to more actions again. We can open the sections versions from here. We can delete this section. Also, we can reorder the section from right side. If you see, we have up arrow and we have down arrow. So if you want to move it down, we can move the section down from here. If you want to move it up, we can move it from here. If you want to delete the section, we have delete button available here. We can delete it from here. Now let's create a field in the section. For adding a field in the section or on the form, we can see that we have a container available, and in the center we can see there is a plus icon. If we click on this plus icon, we have these options of fields, components and more tab. So in the fields you can see that we have available fields. If you want to add the available fields, we can add it from here. If you want to add a components, we can add it from the components tab, and if you wanted to add formatters or embedded list, we can add it from here. But for the demo, we are going to create a new field, so we have to go back to the fields tab, and here we are going to select the button add a field in the table. So if we click on this, we will be having this model box, and here we are going to provide the name, or the column label will be email. Okay, column name will be auto populated, and if you want to change it according to your requirement, we can do it also. Okay, it will be string type. If we go to advanced settings, we can provide a default value. We can make it read only, mandatory and function field. Right now we are just going to leave it as it is, and we are going to add it. Once we add it, we have the confirmation that your field is added to the incident table. Now you can use this field in this particular format and add it on the form. Okay, let's click on done, and we can see that our email field is available in our email channel. Now we are going to add the UI policy on the email field. To add the UI policy on the field, we have to select the field, and on the right side you are going to see the details of the field. We have to select the UI policies tab, and we have to click on add a UI policy button to add a UI policy. Let's click on this, and we will be presented with this model box. Here we are going to give the description, make email field mandatory. Okay, if we go to the advanced settings, we have to apply to all views. We have to apply to on load, yes, reverse if false, yes, and inherit, no. Okay, leave the advanced settings as it is. Our condition will be if the channel is email. So let's select our channel field. Okay, this is our field, and if the field is email, then in the email field, and you can see that our email field is already filled because we are applying the UI policy on the email field. We have to make it mandatory. True. And just click on add UI policy button. Once we add it, we can see in the field we have the highlighted icon available here because UI policy is being applied on this field, and this is the UI policy that is being applied on it. Okay, so that's how you can add a UI policy to a field. And now we are going to save this form and we are going to see whether our UI policy is working on the field or not. But first of all, we have to move this section to one step down so that our resolution notes is with resolution information. It will stay in the resolution information and our email section will be visible after the resolution information. Okay, and now let's save this form. Our form is saved and now we are going to preview it. It is loading. Now we scroll down, we are going to see our emails channel is available. Okay, and in the preview we have this toggling of the section. So if we click here, we can see that our sections are being toggled, and this is a good feature if you wanted to see whether our email channel is available or not. We can just expand it, and now we have to see whether our UI policy is working on the form or not. For that, we are going to just toggle the section that is not required for the demo. Notes, fillet records, and resolution information. So we required only incident and email channel section because we have applied the UI policy on email field when the channel field will be email. Right now you can see this is not mandatory. We don't see the icon of mandatory available on the email field, but as soon as we select the email in the channel, and if we scroll down, we can see that our mandatory icon is available on the right side of the email field. Okay, so our UI policy is working. And if we open this record in a platform view, we can open it from here. Open form in platform. Click on this. So this is our platform view. Our view is default form builder view, and this will take you to the new incident form. This is not going to take you to the incident form that you have already selected when you are working on a form builder. This will take you to the new form. Even when you are previewing it, it's a new record. So if we scroll down, we are going to see that our email channel is available here after the resolution information. So let's change the channel to email and see if our UI policy is working or not. If we scroll down, we can see on the channel we have a mandatory icon. If we click here, we can see that our email field is mandatory. So our UI policy is working fine. We have verified with the help of preview as well as on the platform view. Now let's see whatever the configuration or the customization that we have made are stored in the update set. So we have to go to the platform view and we have to click here. We have to open this update set. Click on this, open record, and if we scroll down, we have to see the customer updates. Yes, we have a UI view, we have form layout, we have UI policy action, UI policy, form sections, field label, and dictionary. So the customization or the configuration that we have made are stored in the update set that we have created. Okay, so this was the demo of using the form builder. Now explore the form builder on your personal developer instance, but your personal developer instance must be on Washington DC release of ServiceNow. Explore the form builder, see the capability of the form builder and how this is very useful for the developers. As you can see that we have made the UI policy, we have created a section, we have created a field From the form builder, we don't have to navigate to different pages. So this was the end of the video. If you like this video, do share the videos with others and subscribe the channel for more videos like this. Thank you for watching this video. Bye bye.